the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, they wanted to know, when will we see Allah? How will we see Allah? Will we see Allah? And one hadith in Sahih Bukhari, reported by Jarir radiyallahu ta'ala, he said, "Kunna julusan 'inda Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam." We were just sitting, like we are sitting now. We were sitting with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just casual, relaxing with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Will we see Allah?" And that was a night of a full moon, and it was a cloudless night. And the Prophet ﷺ, in answering this, he said, "Do you have any difficulty looking at the full moon?" They said, "No, Ya Rasulullah." He said, "Innakum satarawna rabbakum kama tarawna hadha al-qamr." He said, "You all will see Allah just as you see this moon right here." Subhanallah. He described the seeing of Allah in such an amazing way. Because after this he said, وَلَا تُضَامُّونَ فِي رُؤْيَتِهِ. And so you will not tudamun. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah said, daim means dhulm and qahr, meaning you will not have to oppress and fight with one another to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, like sometimes you see something amazing happening on the street. Someone may be doing something a bit strange or something amazing. People start to gather. A crowd gathers around. And then what happens to the people that come afterwards? They have to look over the shoulders of others, isn't it? And then what happens is sometimes more people come and then people start pushing and shoving. The Prophet ﷺ is showing them that, you know what? Do you have any difficulty looking at the full moon? In the same way, you will love to see Allah, and you will not have to compete with one another to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He described it in such a beautiful way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those people. At the end of this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ tells us one way by which we can attain this reward of seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the end of this hadith, the Prophet said, فَإِنِ اسْتَطَعْتُمْ أَلَّا تُغْلَبُوا عَلَى صَلَاةٍ قَبْلَ طُلُوعِ الشَّمْسِ وَصَلَاةٍ قَبْلَ غُرُوبِ الشَّمْسِ فَافْعَلُوا. So he says at the end of this hadith, so if you are able, try not to miss the prayer before sunrise and the one before sunset. This was explained by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani in the following way. The Prophet ﷺ here is saying a phrase which he's ordering us, instructing us. He's not giving us a choice, he's directing us. And he's saying, if you want to see Allah, then what you need to do, these two prayers. Number one, the Fajr, and number two, the Asr. Make sure you look after them. And Ibn Battal, in his sharh, he said, in jama'ah, meaning the prayer not at home by yourself, but in congregation. If you want to see Allah, the Prophet is telling us, based on this, make sure you pray Fajr in jama'ah and Asr in jama'ah all the time. This is one way that you will attain this reward. Why these two salawat? The scholars explain, because these two prayers are witnessed by the angels who carry up the rewards back to Allah. Fajr, witnessed by angels, and Asr, witnessed by angels that write down the deeds that people are doing and they take them up to the skies, back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is one way. Another way is a dua, and the Prophet ﷺ used to make a particular dua, reported in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, class as Sahih by Shaykh al-Albani rahimahullah. The Prophet ﷺ used to say, أسألك لذة النظر إلى وجهك والشوق إلى لقائك. I ask you, O Allah, for the delight of seeing you and the shawq, the yearning to meet you. This was a prayer of the Prophet ﷺ. He used to make it. He used to ask Allah, "Oh Allah, give me the delight of seeing you and the yearning to meet you. Ya Allah, allow me to meet you." So this is the second way in which we can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and work towards this reward. What will happen to the people once they see Allah? Here, Shaykh Yusuf al-Ghafis, Hafidhahullah. By the way, Shaykh Yusuf come to this masjid? Shaykh Yusuf al-Ghafis has been to this masjid? Has he come to this masjid? No? I think he has come to this masjid. Shaykh Yusuf al-Ghafis, hafidhahullah, said that the believers will see Allah in two occasions. Once on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and the second is in paradise. Yeah? The first is Yawm al-Qiyamah, and the second is in paradise. In the Quran, in Surah Al-Qiyamah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only speaks about the seeing of Allah, but also what will happen to the people once they see Allah. Anyone know which verses these are? Where Allah describes this? What are the verses? وُجُوهُ يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاظِرَةٌ. Be careful here, because sometimes people make a mistake in tajweed. They say يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاظِرَةٌ. A dhad. It's not a dhad, it is a dhad. نَاظِرَةٌ. Allah says, on that day, some faces will be nadira. Nadr means golden. Gold is also called nadr. So Allah says their faces will become golden, shining and vibrant. Why are they like this? إِلَى رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةٌ. Because they are staring at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is an amazing two verses, because Allah is not only affirming that the believers will see Allah, but describing to us what happens when we see Allah. That people will be so elated and happy at seeing Allah that the color of their face will change. The color of their face will change by seeing the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah described His face to us in the Quran. In the Quran, in Surah Ar-Rahman, Allah described His face to us by saying it is a face Dhul Jalali wal Ikram. A face that possesses Jalal and Ikram. Jalal means magnificence. Ikram means nobility. This is the face of Allah being described to us by Allah. And Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said that whoever sees the face of Allah, he himself will become noble just by seeing the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us from those people.